So you're dreaming about buying a nice little house in a beach town or a mountain village, maybe somewhere with a great downtown, cute coffee shops, and neighbors who actually are good people. Well, good luck with that, because today's real estate market has officially lost its damn mind. Across the country, small towns and big cities alike have priced out everyone except millionaires and renters hanging on by their fingernails. Places that used to be affordable havens are now like exclusive clubs where the only thing more shocking than the home prices is how fast the locals are getting pushed out. Whether it's ski towns turned tech millionaire resorts or former fishing villages now full of BMWs and real estate investors from 3 time zones away, we're diving into the cities where the American dream has got evicted. These are 10 cities that priced out everyone except millionaires and some renters. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Bozeman, Montana. Big sky and bigger mortgages. Bozeman used to be the kind of place where you moved to for peace, mountains, and the freedom to wear flannel with boots that weren't $2,000. Nestled near Yellowstone and surrounded by postcard views, it was a paradise for outdoorsy types, college students, and ranchers who didn't need much more than a pickup truck and some land. Fast forward to now, and Bozeman is in the middle of a full-blown affordability crisis. The average home price is now about $750,000, and good luck finding anything livable that's under $500,000. What caused it? Well, a deadly combo of tech money, pandemic-fueled relocation, and out-of-state investors buying up properties like they're collecting snow globes. Locals who lived in Bozeman for decades now find themselves priced out of the very town they helped build. Teachers, EMTs, and college grads are commuting from far-flung areas or living in converted garages, just hoping rent doesn't go up again before their next paycheck clears. Bozeman still has open skies and breathtaking views, but now it also has bidding wars, rental shortages, and a growing class divide. The cowboy spirit is still in Bozeman. It's just currently renting a place for $3,200 a month. In 2017, the average home value in Bozeman, Montana was about $387,000. In 2025, it's about $745,000. Number 9, Boulder, Colorado. Mountains, microbrews, and mortgage meltdowns. Boulder used to be Colorado's laid-back college town. It had hiking trails, beat-up Subaru wagons, and enough granola to fuel 1,000 nature documentaries. In the 1990s, it was a magnet for the outdoorsy folks who wanted to live near the Rockies without living under a mountain of debt. But now, the only thing climbing faster than the Flatirons is the housing market. Today, Boulder's average home value is ballooned to over $1 million, making it one of the most expensive Middle America's cities in the U.S. That's right, it isn't Malibu or Manhattan, it's a town that smells like trail mix and bubble tea, with great views. Locals who once lived in cozy craftsman homes are either cashing out or getting pushed out. And don't even think about buying if you're not already equity rich or married to a software engineer. Renting isn't much better. College students and young professionals pay nearly $2,500 for a basic one-bedroom. And that's before you factor in utilities, parking, and mandatory outdoor lifestyle tax of living in Boulder. Okay, so the last one's fake, but it feels real. Boulder still has its mountain charm, but it's lost that live and let hike affordability. Unless you're a surgeon, a startup founder, or just made a killing in Bitcoin, you'll be doing your hiking from somewhere cheaper. The average home value in 2017 was $691,000. In 2025, it's a hair over $1 million, $1,619,000. Number 8, Truckucky, California. Tahoe's less famous, but still expensive sibling. Truckee used to be one of those Sierra Nevada towns where you could find peace, pine trees, and a decent priced cabin that didn't require you selling your vintage collection of encyclopedias. That still claimed if humans went over 100 miles an hour in a car, their skin would rip from their face. Yes, there was a time we thought that. Truckee was an affordable alternative to Lake Tahoe, a bit rustic, a bit quirky, and mostly known for snowboarding and secondhand Levi's. But just like everywhere else within 4 hours of San Francisco, Truckee got discovered during the Great Urban Exodus. The Bay Area residents scrambled for space. Truckee became the go-to mountain escape. Real estate prices responded accordingly by going off the frickin' rails. The locals, many of them worked in hospitality, construction, or emergency services, have been getting pushed further and further out, often into neighboring counties, into an RV. And the renting? Good luck. Long-term rentals are practically extinct thanks to the explosion of Airbnbs and second homes. If you want to live in Truckee now, you'll need to either own a hedge fund or inherit one. The snow is still beautiful, the forest is still peaceful, but for most people, living here is now just a mountain fantasy. In 2017, the average home value was $579,000. In 2025, that is up to $1.025 million. Number 7, Healdsburg, California. Wine country without the budget bottle. Nestled in Sonoma County, Healdsburg used to be the sleepy wine country cousin of Napa. More laid back, more affordable, and less likely to be featured in a Netflix documentary about wine snobs. It was the kind of town you could grow grapes, raise chickens, and actually own the land under your feet. Then came the tourists, the boutique hotels, the wedding photographers, and real estate speculators. The average home value is now over $1 million. And that, by their standards, is a fixer-upper. The town has become a favorite for Bay Area elites looking for a weekend escape, which has driven prices and expectations through the roof. A glass of wine costs more than lunch, and a local market sells kale chips for the price of a used bicycle. Meanwhile, longtime residents are finding themselves edged out by vacation rentals and tasting rooms. If you're working agriculture, hospitality, or heaven forbid, a public school, you probably commute from Santa Rosa or just daydream about affording rent, let alone a mortgage. Used to have a relative that lived up the road in like Geyserville or something like that, and we'd go to Healdsburg to go hang out in the Russian River there. This was when I was a kid, and the place definitely didn't look expensive back then. Oh, how things have changed. The average home value in 2017 was $862,000. In 2025, it's $1.1 million. Number 6, San Francisco, California. The gold rush never ended. Welcome to the ultimate boss level of unaffordability, San Francisco, the city that gave us sourdough bread, cable cars, and tech overlords who gave us one of the most punishing housing markets in America. What was once a working class city of dock workers and artists is now a millionaire's playground, and everyone else is just trying to survive. Now, back in 2022, this one would have probably been the top of the list, or at least close to it. But prices have dropped drastically in San Francisco, but they're still terribly expensive to the average Joe. But back in the early 2000s, San Francisco was pricey, but at least semi-reachable. Not anymore. The average home value here is well over $1 million. And keep in mind, part of the reason that average is so low, they got some pretty rundown neighborhoods. For $1.5 million here, you can get a 2-bedroom place with 1.5 bathrooms and a kitchen that doubles as a hallway. Want a view of the bay? You're gonna have to win a bidding war against a guy who probably makes enough to afford a couple $1 million homes every single month. What's even more brutal is the rent. San Francisco consistently ranks as one of the most expensive rental markets in the country. A 1-bedroom apartment averages over $3,000. More if you want to live near anything that isn't next to a boarded up Walgreens. I'm not going to get too in depth on this one because we all know about San Francisco. I've been talking about it on this channel for a couple years now. Once you get past all the homeless and all the problems it has, San Francisco is still a beautiful city. But most people, it's about as accessible as a Ferrari dealership. In 2017, the average home value in San Francisco was $997,000. In 2025, it is $1.29 million. And like I'd said, it dropped since 2022, where it was $1.6 million. That's just the average. Number 5, Jackson, Wyoming. Cowboys, billionaires, and zero in between. Jackson used to be the kind of place where rugged folks came to ski, ranch, and disappear into the Tetons for a while. It had charm, grit, and, you guessed it, affordable housing. At least it did back when horses outnumbered $100,000 SUVs. Now, Jackson might as well be called Silicon Valley Ski Resort. The average home price here is around $2 million, and that's not even for a sprawling mountain estate. That's for your run-of-the-mill 3-bedroom home, 1.5 bath probably. It's now one of the most expensive housing markets per capita in the entire country, which is impressive for a town that has under 11,000 people. The rich moved in, the ultra-rich stayed, and the working class, well, they got priced out and pushed over the pass into Idaho. The people who make Jackson run, Teachers, nurses, restaurant staff can't afford to live here anymore. Some commute over 50 miles through the snow just to pour coffee for billionaires in ski gear. Unless you own a venture capital firm or just sold a startup called Sasquatch Coin or something like that, Jackson's housing market is about as welcoming as a grizzly bear in a bad mood. In 2017, the average home value in Jackson, Wyoming was $834,000. In 2025, it's $1.9 million. Number 4, Telluride, Colorado. Ski bums, not welcome. Telluride was once a legit ski bum town. Back in the day, you could rent a shack, wait tables, and hit the slopes all winter, and somehow afford groceries on tips. It was remote, rugged, and proud of it. Millionaires skied there, but so did broke college grads. Then came the second home tsunami. What used to be funky mountain homes and no-frills condos are now multi-million-dollar chalets with private chefs and heated driveways. The average home value here is over $2 million. Good luck finding anything cheaper than 7 figures that isn't falling down or legally classified as a storage unit. Locals have been pushed down the mountain, literally. Many now live in Norwood or Ridgeway and drive over an hour through the snowy passes just to work. Even seasonal workers, the backbone of the resort economy, struggle to find housing. A lot of them are now living in vans, employer-sponsored bunkhouses, or they just don't show up at all. Telluride is still stunning. Mountains, snow, and that Western film set look. But these days, the only folks that can afford to live here year-round are celebrities, CEOs, and the very lucky lottery winners. The average home value in 2017 was $1.6 million. In 2025, it's a little over $2 million. Number 3, La Hoya, California. The jewel you definitely can't afford. La Jolla, which literally means the jewel in Spanish, used to be San Diego's polished little secret, full of coastal cliffs, seal-covered beaches, and homes that once upon a time regular people could afford. In the 1980s and even into the early 90s, you could find a modest house in La Jolla for around $300,000. Still pricey for the time, but manageable for professionals and retirees who wanted a slice of Pacific paradise. Fast forward to now, and La Jolla has gone full Beverly Hills by the sea. The average home value here is over $2 million. And that's not for something near the beach. Want actual ocean views? Better be ready to drop $5 to $15 million. Plus, the annual property tax that could fund a small country's healthcare system. The place is crawling with trust fund kids, biotech executives, and celebrities who want the coastal without the chaos of Los Angeles. Meanwhile, locals who grew up in La Jolla have mostly been pushed out to other parts of San Diego or out of the region entirely. The high-end boutiques, luxury spas, and valet-only brunch spots make it crystal clear. This is not your average beach town anymore. For renters, even a basic one-bedroom apartment in La Jolla costs about $4,000. So unless you've got a tech IPO, an inheritance, or a beachfront YouTube channel printing money, this jewel is staying in the display case for most Americans. In 2017, the average home value was $1.2 million. In 2025, it's $2.37 million. Number 2, Manhattan Beach, California. Sand, surf, and 6-figure mortgages. Now, I grew up not too far away from here. Where I'm from, there's what they call the South Bay of Los Angeles, where you'll find Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, and Torrance. Back when I was a kid, Manhattan Beach was, the richer side of town, but it wasn't crazy expensive. People that worked in aerospace and at the oil refineries could afford homes here. These days, you gotta be playing for the Lakers, be a high-end Hollywood agent, or invented the 99-cent store. Situated north of Hermosa and Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach was always a slice of SoCal perfection. Golden sand, dog parks, volleyball courts, and just enough swagger to keep it cool. In the 90s and early 2000s, the beach town was still a secret. At least a guarded one. You might find a modest 2-bedroom home near Artesia Boulevard for under $500,000. Then Los Angeles real estate blew up. Manhattan Beach went from nice beach town to coastal luxury with a trust fund price tag. Even smaller bungalow type homes, which they had a lot of, got reevaluated like they were beachfront mansions. Thanks to its proximity to the beach, of course, and Hermosa's nightlife, it got expensive. They also have good schools, but Hermosa is a little more wild of the beach towns. A lot of bars, down by the beach. Just one of those places that every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, even most weeknights, you can go down there. It's pretty crowded, and that's even in the winter. But Manhattan Beach doesn't have a lot of that, so you're close, but it's not on top of you. Today, the average home price in Manhattan Beach is over $3 million, and that's for something that's not oceanfront. Houses on the sand, $6 to $20 million. That all depends on how many marble bathrooms and parking spaces you want. Manhattan Beach still has perfect sunsets and golden tranquil vibes, but living there full-time is now more about portfolio value than it is beach barbecue value. So unless you've sold your startup or collected cars for fun, this slice of paradise is looking a lot like a gated community that you don't have the key for. In 2017, the average home value in Manhattan Beach was $1.7 million. In 2025, that's up to just over $3 million. All right, before we get to number 1, if you haven't subscribed to this channel or our other channel on this day, we'd really appreciate it if you did. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Aspen, Colorado. Ski town or millionaire monopoly board? Aspen used to be a quirky ski town tucked into the Rockies. Now, known for powder, ski bunnies, and a tight-knit local community. Sure, it's always had a bit of glamour, but there was a time when regular folks could still buy a home, teach ski lessons, and live near the slopes without needing a black card or a trust fund to back it up. That era is over. Today, Aspen isn't just expensive, it's cartoonishly expensive. The average home price, over $3 million. That's on the low end. Want something near the lifts? Hope you've got a hedge fund or a royalty check from a blockbuster movie. Even starter homes here look like a Bond villain's hideout, with heated driveways and panic rooms. The locals who lived in Aspen for decades now commute from hours away, just to serve drinks or work maintenance at a second home that sits empty 9 months a year. The town tried to build affordable housing for workers, but even that wasn't enough. It's got waiting lists for years long to get one of these homes. The average home value in Aspen in 2017 was $1.7 million. In 2025, that's $3.6 million. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Go out, have a great day, be nice to each other.